Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast. I'm Gus, and you're not.
I'm Barbara, and you might be.
And I'm Joe, and you probably are too.
And I'm Andrew, and I is.
And I'm Gus.
Well, you are.
Yeah. Oh, like from the internet, but in
Wow.
real life.
Gustavo.
Hey, that's me. I want to start this off. I saw something over the weekend that I can't decide if it's genius or serial killer level stuff.
Oh, is this what you told us earlier?
Yeah.
The finest line.
Which I just want to point out before Gus tells the story. He's saying serial killer level stuff. So, like, your expectations are probably at a certain level for what you're expecting, right?
I'm expecting something so Machiavellian, so diabolical, that it could either be the smartest thing ever, or it's something someone would do who would also keep you in a basement.
Yeah. So my my neighbor washed his car.
Uh-huh.
Typical thing you do. And I was sitting in my house and I heard a leaf blower. I was like, huh, neighbor doesn't have any leaves in his lawn. What's he doing? So I looked out in the window and he was drying his car with the leaf blower.
Is that genius, or is that? I mean, I would. Maybe everyone does that.
Okay.
Everyone's had an idea to do that.
It sounds like some real life hacker bullshit, but great idea. As long as it's not a gas-powered
It was
leaf,
an electric leaf blower.
then I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess that's technically what car washes do, right? They
Right?
just-
They dry it.
yeah, they dry your car with like 4 giant leaf blowers.
But I was like,
Yeah.
this feels wrong. Like on some level, it was like, ooh, I don't know if I should be watching this.
Especially because, like, what for, right? Like, it's not like your car... Does it look any better if you dry it versus letting it air dry?
Maybe you won't get the droplets.
You get
like
the
little
water spots.
Yeah. Normally, I just drive my car around after I wash it.
Right.
And it's like, I
Let
just
the air
like
do
do a
its
couple
thing.
blocks and like let it dry off that way.
Man, I haven't washed my car in God knows how long. I don't even know.
Used to be stark white. Now it is a muddy brown.
Now it's gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it rains so often here that I feel like you don't need it.
Yeah, we don't get like slush here.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's
like in
true.
Colorado, when you drive through the snow, it would look bad.
Well,
Yeah.
here,
Bad after the snow.
after it rains, you get like that dirty water on the sides of your car. Like those spots everywhere.
Yeah.
But nothing like slush or anything.
Yeah.
But again, like, while that is weird and something not typical, I don't think it's like serial killer level activity.
I was like, ooh,
Now,
this seems wrong.
if you took 4 leaf blowers, duct taped them all together, and then did them all at the same
Yeah.
time, that's some serial killer shit.
Yeah.
No, that's some smart shit.
Also, if he was doing it at night,
No,
then,
during the
you have real serial killer stuff. Hello, Gus.
Using like a UV light while he drives it. He's like looking at it, it's like, oh, no spots there.
Yeah.
I'll admit, this car looked great afterwards. I was like, oh, that actually worked. That
He's
looks
onto
good. Looks
something.
really
I
good.
don't know what kind of neighborhoods you guys live in, but I often hear like a lot of kids playing and screaming and laughing as they're playing. But sometimes, I don't know, I don't remember being a kid and screaming as much as I hear kids screaming nowadays when they're playing.
I am convinced kids learned a new game called I'm Being Murdered. And it is a game where it is insane how like shrill and loud they're I mean, it is piercing screams.
I literally have been like, do I need to call the police? Like, is someone actually getting murdered right now? I don't know. Or is it just a group of 8-year-old girls playing catch? I don't know.
and I can't go near there because they'll be, what are you doing, old man?
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
You know, I'm really terribly socially awkward. And like maybe a couple months ago, maybe last year, I don't remember when it was. There was like a big outdoor get together in like for my neighborhood. Like all the neighbors went, and I was like, I'm just gonna walk by, say hello, whatever, leave. And I walked by, and some woman introduced herself, like, oh, I live at so and so. I was like, oh, you live like at the house, kind of like behind me and like over a little bit. She's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. She's yeah, you know, we have a couple of kids. Like, oh, I hear them screaming every now and then.
You said that?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't have said that out loud.
Yeah.
But she got like this look like I insulted her. I was like, no, but like, I mean, I know they're playing.
I hear the sounds of them playing
Screams of
loudly.
joy.
I went home. I was like, it was like Grandpa Simpson walking into the Maison Derriere. I was like, hello everyone. Oh, that's it. Bye.
The hat right back out.
Yeah.
What a great reference.
I feel like when we were all kids, maybe we screamed that loud and we just didn't know.
I think maybe.
Maybe.
Right? Because the world seems so like small to you when you're a kid.
True.
Like you're in your own little bubble. Maybe you just don't pay attention.
I think also too, you don't learn vocal modulation until you're like late teens. Because I mean, even think about if you're at a food court at the mall, skateboarded there to Journeys, and I feel like whenever I hear teens talk, they also talk with whenever I hear man, this way, officer. Whenever I hear teens talking, it's so loud. Like it's just the spatial awareness and not knowing how to modulate voice or like that voices carry seems to be a thing that you don't learn until you're like 18, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I never had that growing up. Like I could be loud if I was with my friends, but it was always in scenarios where it was just us, like a sleepover party or something that's like contained.
Yeah.
Never like out in public. And I don't know if I just like grew up with more social awareness or if it's because of my endless need to please people and not get in the way and be in obstruction of any sort.
You're letting your Canadian show.
Yeah, exactly. Pardon me.
When you and your friends were in a Tim Hortons sitting in a booth, you weren't like so loud that people were like grinding into their plates with their forks and knives.
I had friends that were forks and knives at Tim Hortons. Come on.
Sorry. Plastic utensils. Sorry, that snap. Yeah, of course.
No, I had some friends that were like definitely loud. I had one friend in particular who hated authority in any capacity. And there was one time when I was driving to the U.S. with her, and she was the one driving. Got to the border, and of course, like, they asked questions at the border. They're just like, where are you going? And it said, like, going to, I think it was like Vermont or something. How long are you going to be there? And like, they asked like one or two other questions, and she went like, why do you have to know? Why do you have to know all this stuff anyways? Like, why does it matter? And I was like, what my friend is meaning is here are our passports, sir. And like,
please allow us into the country.
I just like don't get the people who want to be angry for no reason.
My sweet friend here has oppositional defiance disorder and will balk at any authority that comes her way. It's not you. It's not. It's just it's the systems, man. Anyway, we have no fruits or vegetables. Please let us go.
Yeah.
Just lots of pills from Canada that we're smuggling into the United States.
I've got just dirt cheap insulin that we're bringing in to get the blood sugar right. Yeah.
Is it a normal thing for Canadians to just like go back and forth between the U.S. and like Canada just for fun?
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know what it is like Americans coming through to Canada, but Canadians go down to the U.S. like all the time. It's like one of the most populous borders, and in terms of like how much traffic there is going through it back and forth.
Well, I think it's also to the fact that it's like there are major cities essentially on the border of both countries.
I think like Montreal's like 2 hours away from the border. I think Toronto's really close as well.
Isn't Toronto on the border? Isn't like you're in Buffalo and then you're in not Buffalo, you're in like Syracuse, like whatever. Like
it's a little bit of a drive from Toronto.
You still got to drive a couple hours.
It's not too far.
Okay.
But again, it's like a few hours, maybe like 4.
It's close enough where one time I was in Toronto, I was like, I've never been in Niagara Falls. Let me get in a car and drive down there. And it's like, you drove down there. It's like, it's not far at all.
Yeah.
You're there, right?
But it's like major cities. Because like Toronto, huge city, major city.
Huge, yeah.
And within being, 2 hours of the border or within a couple hours of the border, like makes it an attraction, I think, for like people on both sides. Where it's like in Texas, it's like McAllen. Beautiful. Come to beautiful McAllen, Texas.
I think it was like
giant skyscrapers.
The attraction would be like San Antonio, right?
Yeah.
San Antonio's what, like 2.5 from the border? Yeah, it's about 2.5.
It's 2.5 from the border. Oh, yeah. Made that drive many times.
Dude, San Antonio was the closest big city to where I grew up. It's like if we wanted anything, we had to go to San Antonio. And I grew up on the border, so it was a 2.5 hour drive. I know that drive very fucking well.
Yeah.
It's nothing. Nothing. He's like, I hope my car doesn't break down because there's nobody out here for miles.
No.
It's so foreign for me because like I never lived anywhere like near a border. And like being in Texas is the closest I've ever lived to like a border to a different country.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm just not used to people going, I went to Canada this weekend, or like, I guess vice versa. I went to the US this weekend.
Go to Mexico.
By car. It would be, San Antonio being 2 hours from the border, it would be like if Mexico City was an hour out on the other side.
Yeah.
It's like two major cities with like near the border.
Yeah.
But it's like Nuevo Laredo and then what's the
Piedras. That's the town I grew up in.
Yeah.
Joe, would you go to like any other place in the U.S., even like flying? Or were you pretty much a homebody sticking in?
I was usually like, if we went anywhere, it was always like a road trip with my family. Because like flying is just expensive.
Yeah, and also with a big family sometimes.
Yeah, with a big family, it's tough.
Even more expensive.
Yeah, I mean, I've really only been like Cali and then like Nevada and then Chicago and then Colorado and out here. I haven't really traveled anywhere else. I went to the East Coast like one time for a couple days, like in Maryland, beautiful, gorgeous, like being in DC and stuff. But
It's crazy how many places in the U.S. you could go to that feel like you're in another country.
Yeah. The U.S. is so fucking massive.
It's huge. I mean, Canada's huge, but everywhere, I mean, not everywhere. A lot of places feel very similar, other than like Vancouver, which is like mountainous and beautiful, lakes, hilly.
Yeah, I over this past summer, I road trip from here to Oregon. And
Oh, did you really?
Yeah,
What is that, like a 4-day drive?
it's a 3-day drive if you're being real leisurely.
Okay.
If you're driving with me, it's 2.5. No, like there's it's a 3-day drive because we stopped in Albuquerque, Twin Falls, and then I feel like there was one other stop. Anyway, what's really I totally understand people who got to like California, Oregon, and went, I mean, it is the end of the country, but also we're just like, well, we made it to heaven, guys, because it is the most beautiful, like, in my opinion, most beautiful part of the country, but you have to go through hell to get there. Like, up through Utah and into like the Barrens up there, it's fucking Tatooine. It is like desolate dunes and nothing. And like there's part of Texas that are nothing, but this is like, I'm just bafflingly awful for hours and hours and hours and hours, and then it opens up into the most beautiful country you've ever seen.
Yeah.
So it's just like, well, we've arrived, not going anywhere else.
I think about that a lot when I'm driving and like in Colorado and you see a mountain and you're like, man, I would have hated to have been on foot. Like walking from the east to the west and like you like in old time, I mean, you get there and you can see the growing in the distance. You're like, fuck.
Bet
we're
you
gonna
love
have to,
Texas.
Yeah,
Just
we're
blah,
gonna
blah,
have to
blah,
walk
blah,
over
blah.
that at some point.
how long would a trek do you think it would be to go from one coast to the other on foot?
Well, Forrest Gump did it like in 45 days.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, but actually, how long would it take at like a normal pace?
Like if you like take out like any kind of main road, like
Yeah, like
Back-
if you could
back
just
on
walk.
roads and-
Yeah, I'm gonna
Just
Google
walk.
Maps New York to Los Angeles.
Yeah, but that's roads,
no,
right?
you can do walking.
You could do walking?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because like there's surely trails that are more flat, right? It just maybe will take along like not as direct of a path.
Walking. Okay. I lied. I did L.A. to New York. It's loading. L.A. to New York, you could walk in 912 hours.
900
Really?
912 divided by 24.
Why
That's
does that seem low?
30. But that's just walking. That doesn't count resting. So
True.
it's
Yeah.
38 straight days of walking, not counting any
wow,
stops or
not
anything.
stopping at all.
You could do that, Barb. 38 days straight walking.
Straight.
No rest.
And yeah, 20 night and day. So it's just nonstop, like resting your head on the back of the person in front of you walking.
Yeah. Could I do
Yeah.
it in Heelys?
I feel like that would be harder.
Only if you go, wee.
Yeah, the whole time.
I'll do it in 36. Watch me.
Third day.
I used to have Heelys where it was like you would go like this, click, and then like the little heels or wheels would pop out of the heel.
Oh, you had the click one.
You do a
Yeah.
little chimney sweep, little
Chimney. I can't do it because
chimcharoo
I have no
and-
core strength, but yeah.
This route has a ferry from
ferry.
the World Financial Center to Jersey City.
Oh.
No, you gotta
Right.
swim it.
Yeah. Gotta
No,
walk the water.
no modern technology involved. You gotta.
You gotta wait for the water to freeze, walk on it, and then keep going.
Man. Yeah, I think we've talked. I think you and I have talked about this before, Gus. But anytime I'm driving or on a road trip, anytime I'm in the car in desolate areas, I always think about the people who were there first on horseback or walking or like pioneers exploring the area.
Wow,
Like I think we've
that's, you guys think about that. I think about where the closest McDonald's is.
just like, God, like this is just absolutely unforgiving. They had to like, man, you had to want it. You had to really want it.
It's
yeah.
also like it took so long, and so it's 912 hours walking, right? But imagine you've got like a wagon. Like you imagine you also have to carry all of your food, all of your water. You've got like kids, every bit of your worldly possessions with you. It's going to take months, and half the people are going to die along the way.
I can't remember who it is. There's a stand-up comedian who had a joke about like, it's like you'd be a whole different group of people when you got there. Like it's just like, oh man, I cannot recommend like actually like researching the Donner Party enough because you just think like I knowing casually about what the Donner Party was about. You're like, oh, it's a bunch of people who got stuck in like the mountains and had to eat each other because it was like got super cold and they like ran out of thing. I was listening to a podcast about it and did a little more research. It is unbelievably tragic, like what actually happened, because everyone was telling him, hey, group of people, don't set out. Winter's going to be here in a couple of weeks. Do not go. you have to listen to me. And the leaders were like, idiot. And it just like, oh no. And they were making progress at one point. They were making like, I think it was like an eighth of a mile a day.
Oh my God.
Because they would have to chop down trees to keep moving forward. So there would be a group of men out in front of like the wagon party, literally chopping down forests of trees to make roads for them to travel. And then like, by this point, they were emaciated, completely like, ragged. And then they described like the first snowflake falling and it being like, we're not anywhere closer to getting to California.
Right. We're an eighth of a mile closer every day.
We're an eighth of a mile closer just like a brisk walk would have gotten you there faster if you were traveling alone.
Half of a track, right? Like a quarter-mile track that you normally would like walk on or like compete on.
Yeah.
Half of that a day.
A day.
What?
Because
That
you were
seems-
chopping down trees to move wagons and oxen.
Oh
that
my
far.
God.
Yeah.
That pains me.
Just awful. Just a nightmarish scenario.
Yeah,
and
but
they were
nowadays we have 9 to 12 hours because it's paved. There's roads. Like there are ways to do it. And imagine doing it, like you say, with trees and mountains. Like you see a mountain, like I don't know how the best way to get around that. I guess we'll just start walking and figure it out as we go.
Figure it out. Yeah, you really are like they really were like blazing trails through the mountains, and yeah, it was like they were boiling their shoes and boiling their boots, the leather in their boots, and eating it and stuff like that because it was just like yeah, and it was like
I feel like I'd want my shoes. Out of
you'd
any,
think, yeah, as it was getting colder,
Yeah.
you'd want your shoes.
maybe
but-
Agatha there could be spared instead of her shoes.
You're going to be eating your feet in a couple of days after that,
Right.
so it's not that big of a loss.
They-
We've all been there. The ice storm 2 years ago. We can relate.
Yeah, I
You weren't here yet.
you
Oh
were
yeah,
here
I
yet?
wasn't here during that trying time.
Did you get affected by this year's ice storm?
Yeah, we lost power for like a little over 24 hours. It wasn't anything bad, but like ever since the power went out though, all our lights have been flickering.
Oh no!
Just like constantly, all our lights and everywhere in the house.
actually though.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So I'm like kind of scared that electrical fire is gonna like.
You might need to. You should call someone.
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
to.
probably where the power connects to your house, it's like messed up there. It's like the power's probably like out of phase or something.
God, that's terrifying.
It's hanging
That'd
on by a
also drive me
little
nuts.
thread.
It's just insane that like the whole infrastructure of Texas just basically crumbled because of the cold weather.
Yeah.
So it was kind
Hey,
of crazy though.
It's apparently, as you know what they say, it's those windmills.
Yeah.
I've never seen trees like just a bunch of trees flopped over and just covered in ice, and they're like all bent at the trunk. I've never seen that before, where it's like just hundreds and hundreds of trees like that.
Well, it's not. You got to see something on your. It happened. It's not a super common occurrence. It happens every several years.
Okay.
But it's not like a super common thing. That was wild.
I've been living here for 11 years, and I think the one in 2021 was like the first time I remember it actually being like a detrimental kind of situation.
Dang.
So, but climate change, so who knows? Maybe every year is a year for fun snowstorms.
Every year you'll get to see some weather phenomenon you've never seen in your life.
Yeah.
Welcome.
to the United States.
An ice tornado.
Is that how they
Hell
advertise
yeah.
the U.S. to you when you cross the border?
A new natural disaster that you didn't think was possible in the place you were moving to.
America, a natural disaster.
250 years in the making.
Yeah. A man-made disaster. More so.
We're talking about Austin and all this stuff going on, and it just as much as we're talking about how bad the ice storm was, don't forget RTX is this summer, so come join the heat.
Yeah.
July 7th to 9th, we'll all be there. Early bird pricing for tickets is available now through the end of the month.
RTXaustin.com. I think you could also get there RTXevent.com. But I think both sites work.
They both work.
I think so.
I'll be there.
Be there.
I'll be there. I'm really looking
And
forward
be
to it.
hot and sweaty.
Is it-
'cause
this is your
it'll be
second one,
really
right?
hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have air conditioning in the convention center.
I love the theme that we're going with this year, too. It's a very fun theme. I don't think it's been spoiled yet, so I won't say anything.
We haven't said it? Okay.
Have we?
I don't know. It's one of the, I hate
It's enchantment and under the sea dance.
that's why I like not being told things around here sometimes.
I know, because you don't know what's been revealed yet or
Right,
not.
because I don't know when I can say something, when I can't say something. It's like, it's better if I just don't know, then it's not going to be an issue.
Yeah.
We're all like Tom Holland. Like we're not told any secrets. So
Oh.
we can't spoil.
Or what's his name? Mark Ruffalo?
Oh yeah.
Bone chilling video. Yeah. I love that they have to treat Tom Holland like a child. They just like, we can't just tell him anything because he'll just blurt it out, just unprompted.
We
He'll
don't
be
even
in line
show him the script for the movie until he's there.
We give him the lines on the day and then just shove him out there in front of the camera. Whoa.
He has no volume control.
Maybe that's why he's always like, because he just learned his lines. I'm Spider-Man?
He makes it so believable because he doesn't even think he is.
I know.
He has no idea.
He just learned that morning.
I think he's done, right? They're not making any more Spider-Man movies with him. I mean, like as Spider-Man.
No, he's done.
He's finished in his town.
He's spoiled enough.
No, I don't think they're doing any more Spider-Man with him. Although I have no idea. I feel like there's a whole new phase of Marvel coming. Isn't there?
With them like opening up the multiverse and like just kind of like traveling down this new phase. I'm sure we'll get maybe cameos.
Yeah.
I don't know if like a full blown feature film will happen again, but
yeah, like maybe he'll be in another Marvel movie with a different character's focus kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Spider-Mans have been Spider-Man have been my favorite of the Marvel MCU movies.
No Way Home was pretty fantastic.
The Way Home trilogy.
Yeah,
has been
we were talking about this on the stream right before the podcast, but I was talking about how wild it was back in 2002 when they announced Sam Raimi was directing a Spider-Man movie, and I was like, the guy who did Evil Dead is making a Spider-Man movie? And
get the fuck out of town.
No, it was good. Yeah. It was a good movie too.
Yeah.
It just seems so wild. And now, like, they were talking about because the whole Evil Dead movie, the new Evil Dead's coming out.
We saw the new Evil Dead at South by.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was really good. And I am not a horror movie person. Although, to be fair, I was watching half the movie like this.
Real kind of between the fingers style watching.
It was really gory.
I was going to say, like, in a lot of horror movies, they do this thing where it's like something really graphic or gory is about to happen, and they do like the cutaway where it's like implied, or it's like you see the blood splatter or whatever.
No, they.
Evil Dead is like, let's zoom in on what's happening.
Let's get a Ren and Stimpy style close up of like whatever like viscera is being. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Polygon had a great line in their review about the movie. They said, "Evil Dead Rise is a movie for sickos by sickos."
Yep.
Can't argue with results.
Definitely is a sicko movie, but man, it was fun.
It was a fun event, and man, but what happened afterwards?
What did happen after?
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Did you see that clip?
So a few of us had to leave early, so we didn't get to stay for the whole Q&A. And I guess like minutes after we were gone, some guy in the audience stood up and was like, "This movie sucks." And like flipped people off and was like, "Fuck you!" And
as like the directors and the actors and actresses were all on the stage.
Yeah,
and
talking about everything. And it's like,
what do you want?
What are you trying to accomplish here? I don't know.
I put it to you that the recent spate of comedy crowd work clips online and on TikTok have educated audiences to be the worst people on earth. That like,
but it's so cringy to watch. I don't know, and anybody who would be like, I want to be that guy.
Like, did they throw this Joker's ass out?
No,
like,
he was walking out as he said, "This movie sucks," and then they were like, "Get the fuck out!"
He like threw something and like got up and was walking and like turned around and like flipped them off again, I think, and like.
And he was like in the front. He was in the front, like
the balcony.
Of the balcony. So like he was like pretty fucking close to them.
Just real princess. Boo! Boo!
But also, just leave. If you didn't like a movie, why are you sitting there telling the people who made it that they suck? He definitely was drunk because, like, I think it was at the Paramount, so they had alcohol and whatnot.
Hadn't learned volume control yet. This will be our recurring theme.
I just like,
it was two teens in a trench coat. Yes. This movie stinks.
Yeah. Boo! Ah!
Yeah, but why would he not just leave though? You know, like the movie's done. It was over. You could have just walked out and be like, "Yeah, man, that movie sucked." But you just had to stick around and say something.
My headcanon is that it scared him so much that he was going to have nightmares, and he was mad about it. And so he had to be mad. This movie sucks.
I just nightmares for 30 days.
I just threw away my nightlight. I'm gonna have to buy a new one. I was over my fear of the dark. Thanks
This
a lot.
movie featured women.
Amazon Prime won't have it here for 2 more nights.
I heard. I mean, I don't know how much the truth there is to this. So allegedly, I'll mark it with that. Allegedly, they like this guy. The person self-identified as working in marketing, which is just like
The person who yelled.
yeah, exactly, yeah. What a fucking idiot.
What?
Just awful. Yeah.
It's just idiocy.
We had a great time.
Yeah, we had a great time. That was awesome.
Like, just save it for the blogs, buddy. Like, if you don't if you don't like a movie, leave. And if you're that pissed off about it, just shout it into the void online. Who cares?
Yeah.
But interrupting a show, like the stars and the directors are there, like, hey, you make a movie, you piece of shit.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
come on,
Right.
come on
and
now.
Show it to a whole audience at a live show. It's just wild to me. I can't imagine ever being in a headspace where I would want to tell someone that their thing that they made sucked to their face. Like, I don't understand that. Like, it's one thing if, you're doing a podcast or you're hanging out with friends and you're talking about something like, oh, did you like the movie? No, I didn't really like it. Or like, no, I thought it kind of sucked, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going online and tweeting at the director, your movie fucking sucked, or saying it to their face somewhere. Like, it's just this level of, I don't know. I just I can't understand that mindset of wanting to tell someone directly that you dislike the thing that they made,
But also, like,
that they care about and they put effort into, and that many, 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 many people love.
But I would say too that was like, it's partly wanting to be the center of attention, but also having it be on their terms because they're like walking out. Like, it's like, do you want to get up? Like, do you want to get on stage and like say that this movie sucked? Like to the directors, like, do you want to like actually like have to be like accountable for your your
like look
mouthing
someone
off?
in the eyes up
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a middle ground between entitlement and just wanting to be angry at something. Right?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely something going on in that guy's life. Something is
Taking it out on the
drastically bad.
directors.
Right.
Jesus.
Well, I saw someone put it in chat, but it's like this main character syndrome of, I think there's this idea more and more because there's so much to choose from, where there's this feeling of entitlement that people feel where it's like everything has to be made to my liking. And if I don't like it, it is bad. And it's like that mentality is just so toxic of like, maybe it's just not made for you.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe
not everything is for you.
right. And if you didn't like it, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to insult the people who created it and spent their creative effort and time and money into this project.
Yeah, I stand by
don't
like
know.
the sentiment that social media has ruined like actual society, right? Like it made
Yeah, dude.
it made us so much more connected in ways that we were not supposed to be. Right?
So true.
Well, and then it tailors algorithmically things to upset you or like drive you even more like further down a rabbit hole of like unhealthy thinking.
Yeah, it's not like it doesn't give you like the algorithm doesn't just spit out anything at you. It's like it's something that they know you're going to react to, you're going to engage with, and it could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. It's awful. I hate it. And now ChatGPT will tailor it even better.
oh, ChatGPT.
To like make
future.
scripts and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's going to be our new Lord and Savior.
Oh,
It's going to
no.
rule us all.
I'm scared.
I had it, we were on the podcast a couple weeks ago and I had it. I was like, write an episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast. I was like, oh, this is not bad. This is pretty
Pretty
accurate.
accurate.
This is pretty close.
Which
It was weird. I was on that one. I
Yeah.
remember you read it, and it was like, but it was weird because it was uncanny. It was like this.
like just off.
It was like it fulfills all the like builder's grade basic requirements of being the RT podcast, but it had no life. It was
Yeah.
just like, yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
could see this.
I could see this. This is like, this wouldn't be entertaining, but it sure is accurate, which is like a weird sort of, the uncanny valley of text.
And if there's one thing people say about this podcast, it's never that it's accurate.
We're not known for that here.
The most inaccurate, we're going to claim it now, the most inaccurate podcast on going. That might not be accurate. Who knows? There's no
Be
way
the
to
new
tell.
slogan. You want misinformation? Come here.
Misinformation station. All aboard.
Get your misinformation from people, not the algorithm.
Yeah.
Real people.
Yeah, real people.
We're not bots on Twitter.
Yeah.
We're real.
Real people, real dumb. That's
Hot singles in your area. Call
Oh no, the
998.
malware's already spreading. It's already infiltrating.
It's everywhere. But yeah, we mentioned this also a little earlier that I've been wanting to go. Y'all talked about going to see Evil Dead Rise, but I've been wanting to go see a movie for a couple of weeks now. But with South by going on, it's like I've been just trying to avoid the theaters for a while. So
Which
I'm glad.
movie?
I don't know. I just want to go see any movie.
Oh.
I just like going, watching a movie on the big
Should
screen.
watch
Not the
Shazam.
cinema.
Shazam came out this
yeah.
past weekend.
Had a low opening weekend, right? I think it was like a disappointing opening. They said.
Yeah, there wasn't. I think it just got overshadowed,
I think
or
it did.
it just really didn't get a lot of marketing. It feels like because I've only seen like a couple trailers on it, and I haven't really seen a lot of hype around Shazam 2.
I liked the first one, but I feel like I don't remember when it came out. I feel like there's been a long gap between the two of them.
Very long. I think it came out. Did it come out pre-pandemic?
Yeah.
Like 2019,
I'm looking.
Well,
2019.
Yeah, I think the reason why maybe it has like low engagement right now too, and people aren't as excited about it, is because like they released Black Adam, which ties into the Shazam universe, and then that was not too long ago either, and then like Shazam just kind of got buried. It feels like.
Yeah.
I think my experience was the opposite. I feel like I got tons. Like anytime I watched a video online, it felt like Shazam coming soon.
Really?
Like I feel like before every video I watched was a little Shazam stinger.
The goddamn algorithm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe it's trying to hook me.
It
or
knows
whatever.
you.
It's trying to make you go to the movies and yell at the directors.
That's right.
But yeah, I loved the first Shazam. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Really entertaining. I don't know anything about the second one.
It's like from the trailer, I saw it's like the siblings, right?
It's like his family.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
They
I thought
had
were great.
suits at the end of the first movie, right? If I remember right. Yeah.
Yeah. They did their transformation. The guy who plays the dad of the adopted family in that, I forget his name. He was in The Walking Dead as well. If you're looking him up.
I'm looking him up for you.
We went to a convention maybe like a year ago or so. And he was there with some other folks from Walking Dead. He is one of the nicest human beings in the world. And he was like giving some of his friends like neck massages and back massages because apparently like he does Cooper Andrews. He's not a professional massage therapist, but he just like likes to do it for people to like help them. And I was like, if you feel like you want some extra,
Is someone running a shoe buffer in another room? What's that noise?
and so like he gave me a little bit of a shoulder rub in between, like during our breaks and stuff like that. And I was like, I could die right now. Like literally, I've never had a massage therapist who actually knew how to like massage a knot out of your back, and he did it in like 2 seconds. He cracked me in half first, and then went
Like a glow stick.
Yeah.
And
No, but he's a super nice guy, super chill.
That's awesome. I need to go get a massage again. Massages are so relaxing, and like I've only gotten like maybe 4 massages total in my life.
Okay.
Oh, you need to bump those up.
I want to get one like
you gotta
quarterly.
bump those up. Yeah.
Like at least quarterly.
There's a
Every time you get one, you think that it's just like, oh, I need to do this every month. Oh, I need to do this. I need to do this like every so often, and it's kind of expensive, but man, it changes you. It really does. In fact, well-being through the roof.
Yeah, if it's something that you could splurge on, a once a month massage is actually pretty good for the body.
Start to say we just count massage money.
once a month might
Wait a
be a
minute.
There's
little
places that
too
are
much.
there's like a place called Massage Heights that I think you could get like a membership. I think it's like $150 a month, but you get like an hour-long massage with
That's
that.
not too bad.
So it's like it's not cheap, obviously, and that's like definitely a splurge, and it's a luxury. But you know, if you save some money elsewhere and save up, and maybe that's like something you put aside for your well-being.
Well,
Yeah.
treat.
Make a square jar.
I swear.
I'd take a lot out of my own bank account.
Yeah.
That's a swear jar.
Yeah.
I feel like the last 2 times I've gotten massages, I don't have like a person who like, you know, some people have like
You don't have like your therapist.
I don't have my massage therapist. I just like when first available, whatever. It's like I feel bad because I'm like I feel like putting through a workout to like just like really just trying to get the knots out.
I should get you in contact with Cooper Andrews.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
give me that number because I like a real a real serious one, because otherwise what happens is I fall asleep. It's either doing work or it's super relaxing. And if it goes into super relaxing, I will 100% fall asleep.
Yeah.
Because it's already got like the dim lights.
Yeah.
The
And there's like some
music.
aromatherapy and the music's in there. And like, it's already, it's built for, I'm face down in that little like face donut that they've got.
Then you're paying to take a nap.
Then I'm paying to take a nap. Like exactly.
But it's the best nap of your life.
It's true.
Can I ask you a question about the face pillow?
Sure.
For anyone who's had a massage before or like laid on one of those beds that has a face pillow, I am never comfortable in that face pillow. And I don't know if it's like you're supposed to put like it higher or lower or like where exactly your face or forehead is supposed to rest within it.
It's either like giving you like Mountie hat, like
On
right
the
under your
chin,
lip, on the
yeah.
chin right here, or your like eyes are covered up. And I know what you're talking about.
Like
yeah.
it sometimes just feels like my face is like hanging out the little hole. And so I'm like, maybe I need to put more of my forehead on it. And like that feels weird. Now my neck's in a weird position.
Maybe you cover the eyes then, because you don't need to see the ground.
No, I don't think you do
No,
that.
because it puts too much pressure on the eyes.
What I would say, whatever makes your neck feel the best, because like that,
Yeah.
that's what needs to be
I once had
most.
someone like they were able to like if you have the bed and then like the neck part that they were able to adjust that way. And I think if when they put it a little lower, it was better, or maybe it was higher because like based off the way my spine and neck are shaped. Maybe
This man,
I'm not
my
straight.
spine looks like a key. It's just like
Can you find the perfect neck position for me?
Oh fuck. But yeah, I think maybe that's like the key to it is just moving that headrest up or down because like I don't know, it's something about it was just uncomfortable. It's always been uncomfortable.
Maybe it should
for
just
me.
be bigger.
The face hole
hole?
should be a little bit bigger,
It's
I think.
I think it's just about where the pillow itself is. So like imagine if like your neck had to go down more like this, or if your neck is kind of like at a weird angle and you're trying to keep it in line with your spine, but your head is like too far forward or too far up, you know?
Yeah.
So it's something to do with that. But I'm too shy whenever I'm at like any type of service thing. to
sure,
be like,
yeah.
Could you adjust it just a little bit? to make me-"
Just tell them.
I know.
You're the customer.
I know. But
I feel bad. There's a broken bottle on the table I'm laying on. Can we maybe move?
I saw the funniest fucking story ever from someone who was at a massage, getting a massage. I don't know why I said at a massage. She said she was getting a massage and she had eaten like a huge meal just before.
Okay.
And as she was getting massage, she realized that like her stomach was like gurgling. And she's like, I need to fart. Like, I just need to. And so she like stopped the massage therapist to be like, I'm just going to let you know, I need to fart really bad right now. And the massage therapist like left the room to give her a moment. She farted and she said it was like the loudest, gassiest, longest tuba fart of all time. And she said that a moment later, she just sees the door crack open. A massage therapist reached in with a can of air spray and went, and then closed the door.
Oh, that's a horror story.
I think we're watching Inception in here. And then the slow retract out.
and then came back in like a minute or two later.
Oh, man.
But I was like, that is
Incredible.
so funny.
That's so bad.
Incredible.
But like, what would you do if that was you?
Yeah.
tip very well.
I would probably be like, I do have to pass gas.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's a natural
I don't want to do
bodily
it on you
function.
when you're in here.
Can we invent a product, like a remote controlled air freshener sprayer to sell to massage therapists in this case?
a
So it's like-
drone.
right. So you leave and then you like push a button outside the room and it goes off and the person who's in there farting thinks, oh, what weirdly good timing on that air freshener going off right now.
Febrez's new product line, it's drone air fresheners just for massage parlors.
Tactical strike on that fart.
Yeah. See, the last time I went for a massage, my muscles must be really fucked up because when I went, the massage therapist recommended that I come back at least like every month for the next like 6 months of my life.
Well, of
Because
course,
it
the
was
massage therapist is going to want you to get more massage.
it was very painful, and like I used to like massagers really like hard and like
Like a deep
Andrew like a
tissue?
super like a good deep tissue.
Yeah.
My body just can't handle. It's just so painful, and like I was squirming, and it was just bad. And then I guess I did a little bit what Barb does. They gave me like those hot stones.
Yes.
And they were so fucking hot, but I didn't want to say anything. And so I was sitting there and I was like, it was like on my back and my face was in like the face pillow, and I was going like,
Oh god.
Oh, just remember, you're paying for this.
It's like a torture scene in a spy movie. They're like, you're going to tell us everything we want to know.
I'm sorry.
I'm the same way where it's like when you're getting a massage and they're asking you, they're like, how's the pressure? And I don't think I've ever gone, it could be a little harder or a little softer or whatever. I'm always like, great.
It's great.
Even though it's killing me right now.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Because you know at the end it's going to feel so good.
I know.
You just have to endure it for a little bit.
I know.
Again, yeah, I want it to feel like work was done. Like, this feels. I want it to feel like it's corrective. Like I'm like making up for how shabbily I sleep and sit.
Whenever I go now, I only get upper body massages because I'm like, listen, getting your legs massaged is nice and all. I don't need it. I need my shoulders and back and neck and like all that area done so heavily that I'm like, I'd rather spend the hour that I have with you on just that.
Yeah,
and nothing else.
Concentrate. Yeah. There's a spa that I like in town, in Austin, here in town.
Here in Austin, Texas.
That does like there's like a package and it's amazing. It is. First you go in for sauna, get a little sauna. Then when you step out, they drape a like scented cold towel on your shoulders, and the like contrast to that incredible. Then you go in. They give you the massage, get your like hour-long massage, and then of body, and then they finish it with a mint scalp massage.
Ooh.
Oh, dude,
unreal! It is so good. The whatever like mint like salve they have that they use on the scalp, I want a bottle of it. They don't sell They don't sell it by the bottle, but I want it.
You got to buy it by the massage package.
You got to buy it by the massage. I mean, seriously, ooh. So good.
that sounds amazing.
I need to know
is
where you went,
incredible.
I know.
That
We
sounds
need
amazing.
we need
It's
names.
so good. I'll give you the deets after the show. No free advertising. No.
I talk about this all the time with a lot of my like women friends, how a lot of us grew up going to sleepovers and stuff where people would play with each other's hair, whether it was like braiding each other's hair, brushing each other's hair, or just like playing with it. That feeling is unmatched. There is nothing better than having someone play with your hair. And the fact that there's not a business where you could just buy like a 30-minute hair play, essentially. I want that. Like if I ever leave Rooster Teeth, that's what I'm doing. I'm starting a business where you could just pay to get your hair played with and brushed and like scalp massaged and stuff like that. Like, dude, I would fuck with that so good.
Buy one of those scalp massagers that like goes over your entire head.
Human hands unmatched though. Like those scalp massagers are nice and stuff. It's nice for like a quick little feel, but
You're making someone rich right now. They're putting together the business already.
if any of you fuckers start this, you better call me. And by that I mean,
Barbara gets her cut.
tweet me.
TM.
You get free head massage or hair play for the rest of your life.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, I will say in a total non-sexual way, I do like someone to pull my hair. And I just mean like a light, like
The tug.
just a light, just the light tug of it.
Yeah.
Unbelievably
Just wait
relaxing.
till you've had someone play with it. Unmatched.
Yeah.
Unmatched.
Destiny has started to braid my hair because it's getting longer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I do agree. It's very relaxing. When
Yeah.
I'm just
Good.
chilling there laying on the couch
Playing with
and
your
just
hair.
someone's just sitting there playing with I'm like, this is kind of nice.
Me and my friends used to do this thing where it was just like we used to trade off. So it's like 10-minute intervals of just like, okay, now you do me for 10 minutes, and like you would sit by the foot of the couch as like you're watching TV, and they would like play with your hair, and they'd be like, okay, 10 minutes, my turn, and you would just swap.
Yeah, that's what my sisters were too.
Real theater class hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Theater class. I feel like that was a staple of that period.
Any
in my life.
sleepover party.
Yeah.
Between
More
the-
sleepovers, I guess, is what we're saying. You know,
Yeah.
listening to records.
I wish it wasn't weird for adults to have sleepovers. And I don't mean in like the sexual way.
No, of course.
Like
hanging out.
I want to have a sleepover with my gal pals.
Do
Why
it.
not? I think that'd be blast.
I feel like that happens. It's like you get a taste of that with like weddings and like
bachelorette parties.
But
Yeah.
but bachelorette parties. It's so funny. Every time I've known someone who's had a wedding, who's gotten married, and had a bachelor or bachelorette party, it is so much work. It's like it is not relaxing at all. Like you go in and it's like mandatory fun, which always sucks, and it's like it's a ton of work. Everyone's stressed out because it's all leading up to like a really stressful day. That's supposed to be the best day of your life.
Which is also the most stressful.
Which is also the most stressful because
probably.
it's all work and it's all timing and all this stuff. So like, I feel like doing like a group vacation is where you get that kind of like.
I was actually
going with
thinking
the ladies to like the lake house or whatever.
When we went for, it was like your birthday. Or no, it wasn't your birthday. It was like Blaine's birthday, Eric's birthday, Cole's birthday.
Yes.
And they like rented a lake house. This was, I think, 2020, right? Or like 2021. It was like during the pandemic, but things were like a little better at the time. And
it was the summer after vaccines came out. It was the sweet summer after vaccines.
When things were like starting to get better.
Before Omicron?
It was before Omicron.
I think it was also right before Delta too. Maybe.
I don't remember that. I just remember that it was like, I got my first vaccine in like April, and then it was like 3 months of bliss until December, or say 3 months of bliss of like that summer was like
yeah,
yay, we're back,
double time jobs. No, it was like really fun times, like having like all that summer, and that was when it was. But yeah, that lake house.
They had rented a giant lake house and like invited a bunch of people over, for like the weekend essentially.
Yeah.
And like people stayed over, and there was like a pool, and there was tons of food, and it was like this whole house that they had rented, and like that slaps.
Yeah.
That is like the best way to spend time as like an adult with your friends.
It was a blast. I will say though, having gone like 2 years without drinking any alcohol, because I'm totally a social drinker. I don't drink alone at home.
Same.
So I was like, I'll have a few beers. Just off. Felt like absolute garbage.
You fell asleep on the couch at one point.
Yeah, of course I did. Of course. Oh man, you're talking to Mr. Sleep on the couch. I was just like
dad mode activated.
Yeah, truly. It's just like, oh wait, is that a low TV playing like an old 80s action movie over there? Good night.
On a leather couch on a hot day.
On a hot day. Oh man.
Have any of you guys ever rented out a cabin in the middle of winter with like a hot tub outside?
Shit.
I've never done the hot tub on a cold day.
I have done a hot tub like on a snowy frozen day.
Is it nice?
Yeah,
it's something different. Yeah, it's something different.
Oh.
It's
Because
really
I feel like getting out would be miserable.
But you build up so much heat.
Yeah, you just like
And
walk
Like
warm.
internal?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I got.
Go ahead.
Don't dawdle and like spend an hour outside,
Right.
but you can make your way back inside, no problem.
No, I was
It's not like the second you get out, you're like,
Yeah.
fortunate enough to do that one time when I was like 18, 19. One of my friends rented out a cabin and just invited us up, just like sporadically. And we went up there, and it was probably one of the most fun and relaxing times just being able to do that. But if it's snowing outside, make sure you jump in the snow before you jump in the hot tub.
Yeah, big time.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go make a snow angel with
Yeah.
like just like a swimsuit on,
And then
jump in. And it feels wonderful.
And did you know something? You can use snow to dry off. That's something that I did not, because the water that's on your body, like, it'll
attach to the
it'll
snow?
attach to the snow, and then you brush the snow off, so you can weirdly dry off with snow. It's kind of crazy.
Interesting.
You have
Snow's
to do it
magical.
quickly though. You can't just like leave it on your body, but you
Yeah.
can essentially dry off snow. After speaking of to tie it all back, after the snowstorm of 2 years ago, and everything was like the big snowstorm of 2 years ago, treated myself with a little Airbnb stay out in Fredericksburg, and it was still cold. It wasn't power out cold, but it was still cold. Treated myself to a little Airbnb stay out in Fredericksburg that had it was still cold, had a hot tub outside, TV adjacent, sitting out in the cold in a hot tub watching The Simpsons.
That's a dream.
It's a dream. Like, what else do you need? That was it. And I bought a bunch of candy. I had a real treat myself. A real kid treat.
What are we talking? Are we talking chocolate? Are we talking gummy bears?
Oh, Gus. The whole spread. I mean, it really was just like I had the Nerds gummy clusters, elite candy, the Nerds gummy clusters. Also, they don't make them anymore, but the Black Forest gummies had juicy bears, which were gummy bears with like a little juicy like liquid center. Oh, incredible. They don't make them anymore. Oh,
A charcuterie board of sweets.
Yeah, exactly. No, I had a real spread. It was real snack time. It was nice. But yeah. Hot tub when it's cold or when it's snowing, it is absolutely a different beast.
My mistake, I've only done it once. My mistake is I did it years ago. We did an event at Park City during Sundance. My mistake was that I started drinking. I got really drunk, and then I got in the hot tub.
Oh, and then you felt even worse.
Which, like amplifies it and makes it
Oh, no.
a million times worse. I was just young and dumb and had no idea. That was a fucking long night.
You didn't vomit in the hot tub, did you?
No.
Okay.
That was it.
As long as you didn't do that. It's like a sin.
I made it back to the bathroom in the condo.
Is this the same one where you pissed into the snow?
I pissed on a snowman.
Yeah.
You pissed on a snowman.
Yeah, I dissolved a
dare you.
I dissolved a snowman with my piss
Oh, snowman.
as the creator was walking by.
Wow.
Made it back to our room and went into the bathroom to vomit. Locked the door, passed out, and spent all night on the floor of the bathroom. Not good times. Not good times.
It was a good time when you were
yes.
in it, in the moment.
Yes.
and
Be
then the
very
morning
careful
after.
about drinking and then getting into a hot tub is the moral of the story.
You don't drink much anymore, do you?
No, I don't really drink at all.
Yeah.
I feel like getting super drunk and getting in a hot tub is like how people fucking die. Like,
Yeah, I think so.
you hear about people like having like either like not even just like drowning, but also like having cardiac events in hot tubs because you get super hot and are also dehydrated and they're like there's some like
It
real
it
bad
dilates your blood vessels as well. Or,
there's some bad combo of like getting super fucked up and then getting a hot tub that's not even just like oh I fell asleep, passed out and drowned. It's like something bad.
Yeah, like you could die. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Learn from our mistake. Learn from my mistake. Do not do that.
Gus's in particular.
Oh, and I don't remember where we got this, but we had eaten at like that night. We had eaten at a Mexican restaurant in Park City, and like as an appetizer, we'd gotten like the queso flameado, which is like this melty, stringy cheese.
It's the best. Oh my god!
And I'd eaten a ton of it. So when I started vomiting later that night, it all came back up.
Was there chorizo mixed in?
Yes, there was. Oh, and it was so nasty coming back up. It was so bad.
Literally, you brought up that cheese, and I went, "Oh, that sounds so good. I'm so hungry." Immediately
And then
gone.
you said
Oh
vomit.
man, it is. God, I haven't had queso flameado in so. It is so
so
good.
good.
This is one of my dad's absolute favorite things. But yeah, mixed it because like they bring it to you and the cheese is on fire.
Yes.
Like it's literally flaming, and it like melts down, and then you mix it with like tortillas and with the chorizo. That again, an amazing thing to eat. Absolute horror show. I can imagine coming back up. What a nightmare.
It's like this. Just like imagine all of this is melted cheese.
Yeah, looks delicious.
Yeah.
but not coming back up.
But it's like it's not like a queso. It's not like a liquidy thing. Like it's something that has to be on fire literally when they bring it to you because it's like it's just a low melting point cheese.
Yeah.
So it does recongeal pretty quickly. So that's why they bring it to you flaming so you can eat it kind of in a semi-liquid state very fast. It's the fucking best.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Man, I am hungry.
I need to try this now. I'm so hungry.
So good. I don't know any place here in Austin. I feel like I haven't seen that on a menu in years.
Does Fonda San Miguel do it? I feel like they
That
would.
feels like something they would have there.
Fonda Sawaba?
La Fonda San Miguel. It's like the best Mexican food restaurant.
It's over
Austin.
on North Loop. It's not too far. It's not too
okay.
terribly far from here.
It's amazing. It's really good. It's a really good Mexican food restaurant. It's like a I don't know. It's kind of a weird beast because they do best green enchiladas. Oh my gosh, they're so good. This is just food chat. Welcome to Foodcast.
Yeah.
Where we're talking about our favorite places in town. But like
That's always been the RT podcast. You guys used to talk about where you wanted to go get lunch every time.
Yeah, so they have a queso fundido, which is essentially the same thing.
Fundito.
yeah, because it's weird. It's like a higher end Mexican food restaurant, but it's still somehow like feels very homemade, very interior Mexican food.
Yeah.
It's just really good. But yeah, I don't know any other places besides that would do flameado. Like last time I had it was in San Antonio.
That feels like a San Antonio thing.
Yeah.
What was the thing you were telling me about again?
The slammer?
Slammers. God.
What?
Need to
You
try
ever
that
been at
now.
a Southside Market barbecue?
No. What? What?
It's a barbecue place around Elgin, but there's one here there's at least one in Austin. There's one over in the Arbor Walk by Mighty Fine.
Mm-hmm.
And they have something called a slammer, which is a jalapeno that's been cut open, stuffed with cheese and sausage, and then all of it wrapped in bacon. And it's like the size of my fist.
Mm-hmm.
And
And it hits you.
it's really good.
Yeah.
The problem is that it's so big and dense. The first time I ordered it, I didn't realize how big and dense it was. So I ordered like all my food, like, yeah, give me a half pound of brisket, give me the beans, give me, the bread, give
Stuff
me
you
everything.
normally
Give
order.
me a
Yeah.
slammer.
And then give me a slammer too. You're like, oh shit, I just ordered 2 meals.
Yeah.
And it's just,
But now you got 2 meals. Now you got leftovers.
yeah.
That's part of ordering too much food.
Yeah, I talked about I was on
meals.
Off Topic a couple of weeks ago. It's really good. If you get a chance to, if you're at Southside Market, if you come here for RTX this July 7th and 9th, visit Southside Market, get yourself a slammer. There's like what it looks like.
Yeah, see, it looks good, and I thought about it because I saw a video on Salt Lick Barbecue, which I hear about a lot here, but
That's
I've
like
never
out
been.
in Lockhart, right?
It's in Driftwood.
Driftwood.
Yeah, and that looked really good, and I was like, oh, Gus was talking about. I was just thinking about barbecue. I was like, he was talking about something. What was it? Like I couldn't remember what it was. And the slammer.
I also talked about the smoked potatoes at Rudy's.
Oh yeah.
Which
Oh,
really
yeah.
good.
Actually,
I've been
to try
fucking
that.
elite. Okay.
I've been getting into those lately.
Question posed to the group. Here we go.
Yes, sir.
Potato, egg, and cheese taco. You're getting a breakfast taco. It's a potato, egg, and
Mm-hmm.
cheese. How do you like your potatoes in that taco? Now, if I had a taco truck, I would offer potatoes two ways. One, doing like the kind of cubed, just kind of straight potatoes. But then I would also offer hashed brown potatoes, like really hashed brown, like chopped style, like kind of like laid flat. Because like, so my question is, how do you like your potatoes? Because it comes in a bunch of different ways.
So usually what I get is it's like the cubed potatoes that are a little bit soft.
Yeah. Yes.
Almost like boiled potato kind of flavor. But it's so much smarter to do a hash brown kind of thing. Maybe not as crispy as a lot of hash browns, maybe just a little bit softer, because then you're getting a more even, like I find when I chew onto the cubed potato, it kind of slips out sometimes.
Yeah.
Or you just get like a weird corner of one.
Sure.
But that would be like a perfectly like coated potato burrito thing.
I love diced potatoes in breakfast tacos, but a lot of places make them too big. Like they're too big of a dice.
Yeah.
And so like if they made them smaller, like I love like really small dice like breakfast potatoes,
like home fries. The home fried diced potatoes.
Yeah. If they were small, perfect.
Yeah.
Right, because it gives you like that hash browny feeling as well.
Exactly.
Right.
And I think also doing it hash brown style gives you that crispy like texture that like in a potato, egg, and cheese, you're eating three almost liquid, like you're eating very soft things.
Here's the way I do it. I prefer the dice, like Joe's talking about.
Sure.
Except when I make them, I do the potatoes in an air fryer with a small dice. That way they end up really crispy, and you still get that crispy texture, but keep the small diced aspect of a potato.
Man knows what he's doing. That is the way to do it.
That is the best way, because otherwise it does end up mushy, like you're talking about.
Yeah.
Why don't we have like mashed potatoes in there? Let's just do something crazy.
Oh, interesting.
Taco Deli does mashed potatoes.
Do they?
Taco Deli's potatoes are mashed potatoes in their in their potato egg and cheese. I feel like they're mashed potatoes. Yeah.
I feel like
You would need something texturally different though, like maybe throw some like chicharrones in there or something.
There we go.
Oh, that would taste really good.
Yeah,
Though.
because mashed
we're
potatoes
talking.
feels like it's too creamy. Like I do like the idea of having consistency in the potato, but like that's just too. Although it probably tastes delicious.
Chad, if you're out there, correct me. I'm pretty sure Taco Deli does mashed potatoes in their potato. That's in their potato egg and cheese.
Just a mashed potato taco. It just sounds like a Go-Gurt taco.
I was gonna say, yeah, exactly.
Coke taco. Breakfast.
Yummy.
Yumma.
So
I do like a good bean and cheese though.
hard to beat.
Hard to beat
Really
a,
hard
a
to
good
beat.
bean and cheese breakfast taco. Oh.
I was gonna pose another question to the group and I don't know that I have an answer to this, but seeing that slammer peeked into my mind. Do you have a favorite, or what is a memorable, like original food that a restaurant created? Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do you have a favorite,
Like
or
the
like
blooming onion from
something
that's
that is
from?
like we invented this at this here restaurant. I don't know why I did it in that voice, but like
I've got a very
blooming onion.
I've got an answer that kind of cheats the nature of the question. When I grew up on the border, like we said, out kind of in a small town in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Across from us in Mexico was the restaurant that invented nachos. Like, so I used to go there and eat there all the time.
Holy hell, yeah.
So it's like, yes, nachos, because I used to eat them at the restaurant where it's like they invented it.
Wow.
So that's why I say it's kind of the cheap answer to your question.
but very good.
But they did invent the nacho there.
They didn't invent it, but it was one of their specialties that they used to have, which I'm still bitter about the fact that they took it off their menu. The Alamo Drafthouse used to have a green chili mac and cheese
Yes.
on their menu, and it was the fucking best thing you could get there. And they took it off the menu. Like, at first they changed it into like a smaller portion that wasn't as good.
Yep.
But I was like, okay, at least you're still getting something. And then they just completely removed it. I don't know if it was like too hard to make.
Well, I feel like they've changed the menu. They've scaled it back since COVID. I think.
Yeah, significantly.
I think they're maybe starting to branch out a little more back to where it was before. I think they were just they were in survival mode.
It was a mac and cheese that came in a skillet, and it had like breadcrumbs and like green chilies, and it was like so fucking good.
We need to stop talking about food.
I know.
This is really,
It's
it really
dinner
is a
time.
food
Now,
cast.
across from when our old office used to be downtown at like 7th and Congress, across from us was the Roaring Fork, which is a restaurant. It was in the lobby of what was the Stephen F. Austin Hotel. They renamed it something different now. The Roaring Fork is still there. But they have a green chili pork stew, which is fucking phenomenal. And it's so good. And they'll serve it to you with like a side of warm tortillas. Ooh.
They have
amazing.
a good cedar plank salmon at that place too.
I don't eat fish, but yes, I do know plenty of people who eat it and say that it's
You
phenomenal.
don't eat fish?
Not really, no.
Did I not know that about you? You eat sushi?
I eat sushi, but I don't eat like
Cooked fish?
fried fish or stuff like that. Oh, disgusting.
Do you? You're not a Long John Silver's.
It might be Long John Silver's that turned me off of fish.
Could very
honestly.
well,
Fair
very
enough.
possible.
Yeah.
Now for a word from our sponsor, Long John Silver.
Do you guys have
Percodan.
Mine's not going to be nearly as fancy, but it's something that's very homey to me.
Yeah.
Sure.
A Mexican pizza from Taco Bell.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And that's why I posed it like I posed a question as like an original creation from a restaurant. And it can be like a fast food. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, hell yeah, absolutely.
Dude, there's just something about the Mexican pizza. It's so simple. It's really not all that great, but then when you eat it, you're like, oh, this is great.
No, it's oh no, I mean,
When you're in the mood for Taco Bell, it fucking slaps.
nothing else hits.
Yeah.
Like
Nothing does fourth meal like Taco Bell.
there is something. I mean, like truly, there are a few things like that where it's like I know this sucks, but this is like I want to bite nostalgia. Like I want to taste
Yep.
like a time, place, and like something very specific. And I feel like that hits in that ballpark. For sure.
Absolutely.
Did you answer? Yeah. Did you have an answer?
That's why I said I don't know that I have like I don't know. I posed the question, but I don't know if I had an answer myself. And I'm trying to think of something that's like again feels a little bit more like a restaurant that created the thing, like where it's like it might not be an original food, but it's like a twist on it. I feel like I had. Oh, you know what? I mentioned this on the podcast a while ago, but there was a breakfast place in town that used to. Oh, it was on the pancake. It was on the pancake podcast. There was a brunch place in town that used to crumble up cinnamon toast crunch in their waffle batter, and that's like one of those things. It's like that's not on a like it's not everyone. They've had waffles for hundreds of years, but there was like this is like cool, interesting take on it. That like ooh, I love it, so good. Cinnamon toast crunch in your waffle batter. Also, hot tip: make waffle batter the night before. It's better when it sits in the freezer or the refrigerator overnight.
Same thing if you make cookies. If you make the dough and then let it sit in the fridge for at least a couple hours, 24 hours if possible. When you scoop it out and bake it, so much better.
Yeah.
Have you guys? Are you guys big breakfast people?
I'm not.
Love it. Ooh, yeah.
It
Big time.
depends.
Yeah, I'm not like much. Like I never really eat breakfast, but like a good brunch, I'll eat. Have you guys ever tried a place called Snooze?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like Snooze?
It's fine.
Have you ever had their giant pancakes?
No.
No.
You haven't? It's the best thing at Snooze.
Oh, really?
They've got like they always got these like special flavors, and like the pancakes are huge. They're like this thick,
Oh, so they're thick.
but they're super airy and light.
So it doesn't feel like heavy on your stomach when you're eating it?
Not really. No, I mean like, but like
Wow.
their pancakes are really good. If you've gone to Snooze and you haven't tried their pancakes, you should try their
Yeah,
pancakes.
I
try it
don't
again.
usually. It's always a toss up whenever I go for like a breakfast or a brunch because like, you want like the eggs and bacon and stuff like that, but I'm also like I do want the French toast or the pancakes or like the sweet things.
I just thought of mine. Sorry. I said
Oh,
cinnamon
yeah,
toast
yeah.
crunch because the waffle cued it off. There was a place, I haven't had it in a long time, but there was a food truck down on East 6th before it became a whole nother city. There was a food truck that would do chicken and waffle tacos. So it would be a waffle or that they would fold in half, put chicken, and it had like syrup.
Dude.
Yeah.
And it's syrup.
What was it called?
And hot sauce in it.
That's
This-
genius.
The crispy, sweet, savory, had the like fat from because it was like dark meat chicken.
Yeah.
I might just
It was.
Make that.
I've eaten that.
Yes.
What was that place called? I can't remember.
I can't remember either. It's been so long. But I
it
remember
was a
like
food truck.
it was a food truck, and I remember I would every time I would go to East Side, I would get it.
If I remember right,
Food
they were one
truck.
of the original food trucks at RTX 2011 when we were in the field. It was one of the trucks. I want to say it was one of the trucks that did show up.
Food truck Austin. Chicken waffle. Waffle taco. Let's see if Google could help me out here.
Incredible.
Chat GPT. Help us out.
If it's not open anymore, though, I don't
was
know.
it a red truck?
It was a red truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it? It wasn't Torchy's, was it?
No.
Although Torchy's did a version of it, and it's no. It's not as good.
There's a velvet taco.
No.
Yeah, if it's not open anymore, I don't know if I'll be able to find it.
I feel like, you'd think like, oh, the hot sauce and the maple syrup. You'd think it wouldn't work.
No, I
You'd
love
be wrong.
that.
It fucking absolutely fucking slaps. It's incredible. Yeah, it's
That's
great.
genius. I'm gonna do that. I feel like it could also work with a pancake too.
You could do it with pancake.
Like fold a pancake in half with the chicken there.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes what I do if I go to brunch with some friends, like everyone will order their food. I'm like, should we get a French toast for the table? Because everyone wants a little bit of sweet.
Of course.
And so we usually get
course.
like either pancakes or French toast like for the table so everyone can kind of share.
Have you had the French toast bites at Easy Tiger?
Yes.
No.
They are good. They
are good.
Yeah.
those are real good. That's a real like get one for the get a couple for the table.
Yeah.
Because it's perfect because they are little like it's like little like baguette medallion type like style like
It's the perfect
slices.
size. What was it?
Lucky J's chicken and waffle.
Lucky J's.
Lucky
chicken.
J's.
God, that was some
J's
serious
chicken
detective
and
work to
waffle.
get
And
that figured out.
Are they open anywhere
No,
in this place?
they're gone.
Oh no!
R.I.P.
That was
Pour
it.
one out.
The little red trailer.
Pour one out for Lucky J's. Man, that was good.
I was going to bother. I was going to be laying in bed like at 3 a.m. What the fuck was that place called?
We'll take Andrew's cinnamon toast crunch waffles, make that the outside, and then we'll get fried chicken, put it in.
Oh my God. You just
And-
blew my mind.
It's,
And then we'll sprinkle in
Has
some
science
green
gone too
chili
far?
mac and cheese.
Green chili mac and cheese.
man
and
was
then
not meant to fly so high.
top it all off, a slice of a Mexican pizza.
There you go.
You were talking about a thick pancake. When we did the pancake podcast a couple months ago, we made a rice cooker pancake, which ended up being super thick. But the problem was, it was our first attempt at doing it. It was just so bland.
Ooh.
It was just so
There was like no flavor in it.
nothing complex to it. It was like, oh, we should have put some fruit in there, or we should have like
I think also
spiced
maybe
it up or seasoned it up or
the-
done something.
The batter ratio was maybe off. Something was off about it.
Yeah, we just took.
How thick was this pancake? Was it like actually?
Oh
my
no,
God.
yeah, it was like small town
looked
phone
like a
book thick.
cake.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
like a whole cake that we baked.
But
Yeah.
there was something about it. It wasn't even just like it was bland. There was something about the flavor of it that was also like.
It was just
off.
very one note. It was
Yeah.
just very, and
Yeah.
it was a lot of it. It was,
Was
just,
it browned on the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay.
And on the top,
It was almost like it almost had like a crust. It was so cooked.
yeah,
It was like a little tough to cut into.
truly cake-like. I mean, really,
Truly.
really putting the cake in pancakes.
See,
Like,
I
it
want to
was-
learn how to make those Japanese pancakes, the ones that are like super airy and like really jiggly.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I've never had.
I want to learn how to make those, and then if I learn it, I'll bring them, and then you guys can try them.
I went to
Oh
a
yes,
place.
Pancake Podcast 2.0.
I went to a place one of the times I was in Tokyo, and I had those. It was, what was the place called? I went to a place out there, and yeah, I had some of those there. So fucking good with like that homemade whipped cream that you can tell like they
Yup.
just whipped up and put on top. Oh, so fucking good.
Man, I'm so hungry. We need to stop talking, man. I'm so hungry. Oh.
Really, really like working ourselves into a lather over all this with all this food talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I keep seeing so many videos of food in Japan, and it like I already wanted to go there super bad, but now I'm just like I feel like I need to add another week onto the trip just to try all the food places I
Just
want
to
to go
eat
to.
everywhere.
See, I was fortunate enough to grow up like with Korean and Japanese food, so it's like I see a lot of that stuff. I'm like, man, that looks good, but a lot of it is like nostalgic for me. You know?
Oh,
that looks so
come
good.
on.
They're so like thick and fluffy.
Man, I might have to go to
Flippers.
Kirby Lane for dinner. Get some breakfast for dinner kind of situation.
I love a breakfast for dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Love a breakfast.
Every
for
now and then,
dinner.
Trevor and I will do that, where I'm just like, "What do you want for dinner?" And he's like, "I don't know. What do you want?" I'm like, "I can make some like bacon and pancakes and some
Love
eggs."
it.
And he's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I love making breakfast."
Destiny and I always like usually eat this basically like a scramble. It's just like potatoes, onions, garlic, and then like we'll throw in like breakfast sausage and an egg.
Oh,
And I don't know
sounds
if
so
you guys
good.
like hot sauce in your breakfast food.
Oh.
I love hot sauce.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Cholula will probably be the best one
I
for
do
me.
love
I
Cholula.
love Cholula. I like I don't Tapatio is like different kind of spice, but like Tabasco in breakfast foods is
Have you ever done
also
Yellowbird?
pretty good.
I'm not a.
Yellowbird?
I like Valentina.
Yellowbird's so good.
Yellowbird's really good.
Valentina is my
Yeah.
like table salsa, like
Yeah.
of the like of the Cholula Tapatio like bottle table salsa. Valentina is where it's
I
at.
like Cholula. I think the best for like a breakfast kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I like Frank's Red Hot Sauce a lot too.
I do like Frank's.
Frank's is
Sure.
actually
Frank's,
quite
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Oh,
I'll put that
absolutely.
in my mac and cheese sometimes and just. But that sounds delicious.
Another original creation. I say original creation. It's just their take on something. But Magnolia Pancake House here in Austin had something I love. I mean, maybe it's still on the menu. I haven't been in a while. But it was Neptunian Landscape, which was like bed of home fried potatoes, cheese, fried eggs, more cheese,
Hell
and
yeah.
then green chili, like a green chili sauce on top. And
so good.
Get that with like a side, a couple tortillas.
Chef's kiss, baby.
Baby, you got a stew going.
This all sounds so good.
When are we done?
I mean,
When I'm so hungry.
We got like 15 more minutes.
Joe's looking over at me. I'm turning into a giant turkey leg.
I know. We clearly are hungry people. We've been talking about food for like an hour of this hour and 12-minute podcast so far.
Food's so good.
I know.
That's like, I feel like whenever I travel, that's the goal. Is to eat new food or things that I can't get back home.
Yeah.
Like that's the big reason for me to travel. It's like, I want to eat something I can't fucking eat back home.
Mm-hmm.
We really lucked out that something that actually keeps us alive can be so good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a nice way of putting it.
I also think that like food is the best way to peer into many cultures, in my opinion. And so like, yeah, I'm with you on that. I want to just travel just to eat.
Yeah.
It's always been my goal.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I'm all about it. Like I keep, I love spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are great for everything. I keep like a spreadsheet of like different cities and places I want to eat in each of them. It's like if I see a place online, like, oh, I need to add that to the spreadsheet. Boom. And like whenever I go there, it's like, oh, I want to eat something. Let's see. What haven't I eaten? Boom. There we go. Gonna eat that.
So when I road trip to Portland over the summer, Bill Oakley, former Simpsons writer, now like just like TikTok, Instagram food guy, does like reviews food, fantastic, really funny, and has some interesting takes. He lives in Portland, and like hit me to a bunch of spots I would never have like thought to try when I was there. And I think we talked about that. I think I talked about this with, I can't remember if it was on the podcast, but Sandwich in Portland, best pastrami sandwich in the world.
Nothing beats a good pastrami sandwich.
It will unreal. I could not believe it. Sandwich in Portland. If you're not, and the next time you're there, this is
Holy
some free
crap.
This is some free
Are
advertising.
you looking at the photos?
Yeah, this looks amazing.
I don't think I've had
maybe
a
the
pastrami
best,
sandwich
maybe the
in a
best
really long
sandwich
time.
I've ever
Now
had.
we know where to go to get you one. Yeah.
I think it's been years since I've had a good like pastrami
I
sandwich.
will say, there's a bagel place not too far from here called Nervous Charlie's that has a good hot pastrami sandwich.
Oh, okay.
And they
should do
serve
that.
it on a bagel.
We should.
This looks
Incredible.
nuts.
No, it's
everything on this sandwich website. I wanna eat.
So the
Oh my God. It's
Seriously,
falling off the bones
it's
here.
unbelievable. And I was one of those things where it's like,
Oh my god.
I got it. I was there for a few weeks, but I got it 2 times, like one day after the other. I got it 2 days in a row for lunch because that's how good it is. Yeah,
I don't blame you.
it's
Have you guys ever had Japanese sandwiches before?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Dude.
no.
I bet Gus has.
Okay, so Gus, you know what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
the last time I went to Japan, I saw a picture online that someone had just posted. It was just their hand with a sandwich, and I thought that sandwich looks so good. And there was no context to it, no listing of where it was from. I like reverse Google image search it. Like I scoured the web, and I found, oh, it's this place in Kyoto. It's like I went out of my way to go eat this sandwich because I saw someone post a fucking picture of it randomly online.
So there is because like I was just looking around what's in Austin because I haven't really explored Austin too much after being here.
Yeah.
There is a guy here, a Japanese chef who owns his own business and he makes Japanese sandwiches, like chicken katsu sandwiches.
Is this the place over
very
on
famous,
Burnett?
like egg salad sandwiches. Like if you don't know what a Japanese sandwich looks like, it's just like the most perfect airy thing you've ever seen. It just looks so good. But yeah, there is a guy here who does it. It might be over on Burnett.
I just
haven't been
drove
there yet.
past that day. Just drove past that place a couple days ago. It says like Chu, Sando, and Omakase.
Sando, yes.
And I was like,
There you go.
Sando?
Yes.
What? And I got all super
All they do
excited.
is sell different kinds of Japanese sandwiches. They got like dessert sandwiches.
Dessert sandwich.
I've seen those strawberry ones before. I've seen people get those at like different vending
God
machines or
damn it.
And like,
Look at that!
They might be a little expensive, but if it's the only one you can get, only one you can try, it might be.
Yeah,
worth
how do you get
know?
it? Could
You can
You have to order
online.
it because he like I guess he just makes he makes a certain amount every day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
do
if
that.
it sells out, it sells out.
First
You,
grab and go Japanese Sando shop in ATX. Walk-ins welcome Wednesday to Friday, 10:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. It is open 4 fucking hours a day.
Yeah, I mean, hey, make that money.
I'll send it to you, Barb.
Yeah, please link it to me.
It looks
That
so
sounds
good.
amazing.
I need to go get it.
I'm so happy you brought it up because I forgot until right now because it was closed. I drove by after 2:30 p.m. So I couldn't check it out. So,
I was
fuck yeah.
I had this really silly moment. I went to a Japanese mart somewhere in town and picked up some like random things, including some mochi, which I love.
Oh yeah.
And I brought it home and I put the package down and I went, I could read that.
Oh, really?
I know what that says because I'm learning Japanese.
Yeah.
Even though mochi is just mochi.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So it's like I knew what it was, but I was just like, mochi.
That's awesome.
I know those letters and what they mean and what it says. So that was pretty cool.
Did you get like mochi, just like regular mochi? Or was it like mochi ice cream?
It was like a
with red bean inside?
red bean, but it was like not cold. It was like the warm.
I used to just eat. I don't know if you guys ever been to like froyo places, but they used to have like they always have like those little mochi, not really balls, but like little things of mochi.
Yeah, the little mochi.
I used to just buy those. Like my mom used to just
so
buy those
good.
when like we were younger, and we just eat like bags worth of
God.
mochi.
It's such
Dude,
a satisfying
it's so good. It's
consistency.
so good.
It's gonna be so
soft and
bad for you.
Oh, it
I
was
loved
terrible.
that
It's terrible. It's
consistency.
just rice flour and basically sugar.
Yeah.
That's all you're eating. But it was so good, man.
Yeah, it's addictively good. Yeah, that's why I got those little mochi things, and I'm just like, they're just so satisfying to bite into, and like it's just a little stretchy. And like,
It's as much about the flavor as the texture.
Oh, for sure.
Like it's just like it's like a fit. Yeah, the texture is so huge about mochi. Is what's so because it really is truly like nothing else.
but I
and
just
that's
thought
what
that
I'm-
was pretty cool. See mochi.
That's
So
awesome.
excited.
So it's like a sign of real progress, right?
Yeah, well, where you could actually like identify letters and know how they sound. It's now another thing. I'm learning how to like introduce myself and like ask people how they are and like where they're from and stuff like that. That's where it starts to get really complicated. Rather than like I know the word for red and back
Yeah.
and school and pencil and like
and then to actually construct a sentence
Right.
is
Right.
very different. Yeah.
yeah.
It really like language stuff is really amazing because it especially when something clicks for you or where you can understand something, speak something, say something, or read something. It really is just like your brain doing a magic trick for you.
Yeah.
It has the same. You're like,
But also
Oh,
like they're just so long and complicated sometimes in other languages too of like a simple sentence in English.
Yeah.
Like nice to meet you. Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. It's like it's like
Uh-huh.
so long. That's like one way of
It's
saying
all about
it.
the inflection in the voice too.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's
It's
supposed to say just yoroshiku,
Mhm.
which is like the same way.
it's not tonal though, I don't think, right? So like
Yeah.
some languages like it's tonal, so really depending on how you inflect or where you put the stress
Yeah,
means different things. That is the stuff that blows my mind.
I know.
But that being said, I'm happy that I grew up learning English because I feel like if you didn't know English from the get-go, it seems like a fucking nightmare to try to wrap your head around.
You think so? Yeah, I guess there's a lot of like
Exceptions to rules.
right. And like words that sound the same or spelled differently. Like something in Japanese that kind of threw me off is like there's kyo and kyu. One is today and one is the number 9.
Mhm.
And so like when it was like telling me to like click the right one, I was just like, I thought that was what it was. And it's like, oh no, that's today. This one's 9. But it sounds so similar.
Yeah, it's weird because I grew up listening to Japanese my entire life because my family were like native Koreans who grew up and were raised in Japan. So like I feel like I have a mix of cultures in my family, but like they feel more Japanese to me than they feel Korean. They always speak Japanese, but like Korean and Japanese are so similar. They have a lot of the same words. It's just that Japanese sounds out every single syllable,
Yeah.
whereas like Korean you kind of jumble some stuff together. Even though they're the same exact word, they just have like one has double the syllable. Like the word has like double the amount of syllables.
Language is just so crazy.
It's weird.
Yeah. It's
wild,
weird.
Language is weird.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, even like on a fundamental level, like sentence construction, or I think it even alters the way your brain is wired to think about things.
Yeah.
It's just really strange to me. Like, you know, the thing I can really think about is like Spanish, like putting Spanish versus English, where in one of them you have your noun and then your descriptors, in the other one you put your descriptors and then your noun.
yeah.
And it's like, oh, I can see the bonuses or like the pluses and minuses to both of those approaches, but one's not necessarily right or one's not necessarily wrong.
Yeah.
It's just different ways to approach the same thing.
Yeah.
It's also like the same thing with like rolling R's, right? Like like some cultures grow up knowing how to like that's just how they talk is rolling the R's, and then you have people who can't do it whatsoever because it's not
or like in Hebrew with
programmed in them.
the ch sound.
But the weird one to me, you know, speaking of Korean, is like how there's no F sound in Korean.
No, it's p.
Yeah, so it becomes a P.
Yeah.
Anytime there's an F, it's a P. It's that's not coffee, it's kopi.
Kopi.
Copy.
Oh wow.
Which also, if you say kopi, it's also nosebleed.
Oh yeah.
But like if you say coffee with a Korean accent, it also sounds like you're saying like nosebleed.
I think that's so funny.
It's just
Don't want to
random.
get those mixed up. Something too that I'm learning now with my Japanese lessons are like how to say different places in Japanese, and most of them are just like the word in English but like sounded out. So like Paris is Paris, and like Europe is Europa, and America is America. And so it's like essentially the same thing. But then like I think it's Netherlands is Orlando, and the UK is Igirisu. So it's like everything else is like
With the
just
US is Orlando.
America.
Oh, sorry.
Netherlands is Orlando.
And also you run into the issue of like whether they're pronouncing the English version of a country or like another language's version. Like I assume that's what Orlando is for Netherlands. It must be like another country's way of saying it. Like Germany is not called Germany in Germany. It's Deutschland.
Yeah.
In Spanish, it's Alemania. It's like like you have different words for countries outside of the native language.
And Japan is Nihon. And China I think is Chugoku. So it's like just trying to remember all those places too. But it's fun. It's fun learning.
Man, that owl's your best friend, huh?
Dude, that owl is my best friend and my arch nemesis. But it's actually very clever the way Duolingo does it because it's all gamified. And so like you have a streak, you have a streak going. So if you don't practice, you lose your whole streak. I'm on like day like 78 now, I think, of my streak. So I'm just I can't fuck it up now.
Yeah. That's a good way to do it.
There was actually, when we went to the premiere for Evil Dead, the movie ended at like 11 something. I think like 11:30 or something. And I hadn't done my Duolingo yet. And so we were just in the lobby waiting to go outside. And I'm just like, hold on real quick. Let me just quickly do my...
Dedicated to the streak.
How long does it take?
You could do a quick lesson, like just reviewing your mistakes or something like that. So like you could like a minute or two and you could get caught up. But then like there's a leaderboard and you have to be like in the top 10 to advance to the next section. And so like you want to get your score up and then like it'll notify you if someone jumped ahead of you and it's just like...
Does Duolingo teach Korean?
I'm sure it does.
Sure does.
Okay, because I need to re-up on my Korean.
It's a great tool for if you already know a language a bit and like refreshing yourself. I think learning from scratch is a bit challenging.
Yeah, I can understand Korean very well. I just cannot speak it anymore.
Yeah.
It's just been Americanized.
It's gotten to the point where I scare my in-laws sometimes because they don't really speak English. They only speak Korean. And I've been married for so long that like they'll be talking in the car, then I'll start laughing, and then like everyone will turn and look at me like, oh yeah, I guess I understood that. Sorry.
Are you at the point now where you understand?
Yeah, every now and then like I'll be able to like dip in and out like, oh yeah, that was funny. Oh,
that's cool.
Shit, sorry.
That's what's happening with my I have two sisters who are married, and that's kind of what's happening with their husbands now, where they're trying to learn Korean.
Oh, really?
And so like when like they're talking with like my mom or something, like, they'll understand, or they'll try and chime in with something. Yeah. It's really funny.
Wow.
to make them laugh. Like I'll be driving, if someone cuts me off, I'll like curse in Korean, and like they'll start laughing.
They probably love that.
They think it's really funny. All right, well let's wrap this up. We're gonna go eat soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week live again. We'll see y'all then.
See ya.
Bye.
Goodbye.